Figured I'd drop another quick video before I leave for Japan, where I'm going to be hanging out for a couple weeks. Now, because I haven't been doing much this last month as a result of a virus that knocked me on my ass, and seems to have left me with acute costochondritis, which isn't dangerous, should go away, but sucks. Real bad. So I sort of missed talking about the Hasan dog stuff when it was just popping off. Collargate has become quite the rabbit hole if you're looking at it after the fact. His dog yelps behind him, he calls her a crybaby. People noticed it looked like he reached for something with the same timing she yelped. He gets accused of shocking his dog, perhaps even to keep her in that one spot as a prop. Defenders with ties to him come out with weird conflicting stories. He shows a collar that he says just has vibrate function. It's got some tape on it. Looks like a shock collar. More recently, Hasan says, "Oh, she wasn't wearing that. I just showed it to you because, I guess." There's even more, and it's all very strange. But that's the gist. And I don't care, which viewers of my stream might find weird. I'm a dog person. I love dogs. Currently got a cat, but she's my girlfriend's. And even though I love her, I grew up with dogs. I will never be converted. So, why don't I care about the collar stuff? Why am I not going to go into detail on this guy who might be treating his poor dog like an object? Because, regarding Hasan's treatment of dogs, there's a one and done clip. For me, at least.
Motherfucker, come here.
Done. Fuck you. When is that excusable? When you're literally 2 years old, or you're saving your dog's life from something. I've never been a fan of Hasan, but that's all been in the head, right? It's been about my judgment of things he said. You listen to him, you think about it, you don't like it. Even the America Deserved 9/11 soundbite.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them. We're not there doing our own thing. We're there partnering and training
in a video
and
game.
Equipping and
the blow can be softened through charitability. You can look at it as a very, very inflammatory way of saying the behavior of the US was a factor in those attacks ultimately being carried out. He sorta outlines that being his point in the same clip.
We fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit. We did.
Like I said, if you want to be really, really charitable, plenty of other people have made the same point, though with much better phrasing. And his phrasing does lead me to suspect he has certain sympathies. Still, you can put it through the edgy boy translator and not get too ass-blasted. The disapproval remains sorta in the head, in the mind. Put it like this. If Hasan were someone I knew in real life, an acquaintance I talk to sometimes, I could still tolerate him. When I saw this though...
Motherfucker, come here.
That's in the gut. That's in the heart. If I were out strolling, and I ended up talking to someone who has a dog, as often happens, let's say we're getting along. Maybe it turns out we have shared interests. Maybe this is going to be someone who's a new friend. But then they pull that move? No. Hard stop. Don't know you. Don't want to get to know you. Never do that again. You're a wrong'un. Full stop. Treating an animal you've taken the role of stewardship over like that is a kill shot to my view of your character. Oh, but the dog was fine. Cool. Great. How would you have felt if you didn't have breakfast yesterday? Oh, but that's just some random stranger. We know Hasan. No, you don't. He's some random fucking stranger too. You just sit around listening to him for hours every day. I've been involved in streaming for a long time. Never been very popular, but I have streamed for thousands of hours. And streaming, especially when you do long streams, is very different to putting out a carefully handcrafted piece of content. I feel like if there's someone you hate in your gut, but their videos are solid and valuable, you can get past that. You can separate art from artist. But streams though, especially long streams, the person matters a lot more. If there's someone that gives you the social ick, I don't get hanging in their chat for hours. If the pub landlord is a dog tail puller, even if I'm not his buddy and it's more about the people there, I'm going somewhere else. If the dog stuff doesn't bother you, I think you're kinda cooked. If it does bother you, if it hits you in your gut, and you're willing to swallow that, not just for a single statement, or for a clip, or a little video where it's what he said is right or whatever, but you're willing to swallow it, to hang out in his domain for hours and hours and hours, then, I don't think a streamer has to be someone you really want to be friends with. But if there's someone you absolutely would not socialize with in real life, nah, all streamers are personality streamers. All streamers are trading in their audience's judgment of their character. And in that facet, at least, of what they do, there is no balance. There is no weighing it against something else. Because even though there is an unavoidable social judgment element, there's still a stranger. I normally liken it to a bartender. I gave the hypothetical of a stranger pulling their dog's tail. Now, if instead of a stranger, it was someone you knew for life, a close friend, you actually know them, it's still behavior you wouldn't tolerate. But in that situation, you might be able to get past it if it's addressed. And it's worth spending the time to sort that out. Tell them how you feel. Tell them it's unacceptable. Make sure they're never going to do it again. Your attachment to that person is legitimate. And your interaction with them isn't limited to the video they've chosen to show you. It might even be appropriate to mend their image with others in your real community. With a streamer, no. When you go out of your way to try and mend the perception of that person on the basis of their otherwise good character or value, you are treating them as a close friend. Now, if someone's lying about their public statements, or you get involved in arguments, that's different. If you're contesting the dog collar thing, for instance, even if you're wrong, you're engaging in discourse over publicly published media. I'm not going to call you a parasocial freak for that. If your response to something like this, though,
Motherfucker, come here.
is about how you know the guy, how you know he loves dogs, he's a good boy, he didn't do nothing, you've watched enough of him to know his true character, you have been, like, psychologically fisted. You wouldn't and shouldn't behave like that for a stranger. And streamers are strangers. Your judgment of a stranger at the park doing that should be no different to seeing a social media influencer public figure doing it. Because it's not actually different in any way that matters. He is not your friend, and you don't need him. There are other people who can do what he's doing. Go find them. If you're willing to swallow this when you wouldn't for a stranger, maybe because you don't want to have to give up being part of the community that surrounds him and is an asset to him, you are degrading yourself. Where streamers benefit from positive social gut judgments, they should also get cut by the other side of that blade. If they don't, or are even actively shielded from that, that's where I think things start to get a little bit sick. It's as vile as being an obsessed superfan directly kissing the ground someone walks on. Your recognition of that has just been bypassed a little bit because it sort of feels like you're debunking. Snopes fact check. Should you be disgusted and give no time to this person who pulls their dog's tail like that? No, because here's a clip of him being sad when that dog died. Doesn't work like that, brother. And if it does, something's wrong. This isn't like correcting a clip chimp by providing extra context. This isn't like skepticism over shock collar claims, or even your opinion on whether using a shock collar on a dog is okay or not. This goes a lot deeper. Now, realistically, a Hasan fan is not going to watch this. But if you have, I think you owe it to yourself to think about this. You don't have to throw away any political statements he's made. You don't have to say he's wrong about anything because of this. This is a different dimension entirely. Are you swallowing something because you feel like you know the guy? Because you don't want to give up the broader experience of being a member of his community or something like that? That is poison. That is a fish hook in your intestines being tugged every hour you watch. And if eventually you don't feel it anymore, that's not you not being parasocial. That's giving up a small grain of your humanity. Because what you're doing isn't removing entirely and objectively the personal social element. You're not treating him like a stranger. I think your connection should be at most about as strong as to a bartender at your regular. Alright, that's all I felt like I needed to say. I'm going to be gone until the 15th, so no streams. My food channel has videos scheduled every Saturday though, if you're one of the few fellow food nuts, and there will be Japan content on there starting in January, including kaiseki at a ryokan I spent too much money on. Till then, take it easy, and don't pull your dog's tail.